He mocked the quiet guy with a coffee cup. That guy ran the company. Every intern knew to stay out of Brian's way. He was the guy in mid-level management who thought mentorship meant humiliation, especially if you were a woman. On my first day, he snidely said, "Grab me a coffee. That's probably the one thing you're good for." He'd chuckle at our ideas in meetings, roll his eyes when we asked questions, and once told a girl from NYU her blazer was too confident for someone still making minimum wage. HR had spoken to him, but nothing ever changed. So when this scruffy guy in a wrinkled shirt started showing up to boardroom meetings, quietly taking notes and sipping black coffee from a paper cup, we all assumed he was one of us, maybe a new intern from another department. Brian sure did. One morning, he decided to give the new guy his full attention. He said, "Hey, rookie, you figure out the difference between regular and decaf yet?" The guy just nodded and kept to himself. On Friday, we had this big department strategy meeting, and Brian, as usual, made sure the interns didn't speak. When the quiet guy offered a comment about our Q3 rollout, Brian cut him off mid-sentence with, "Unless you've got coffee or a PowerPoint, maybe let the grown-ups talk." What happened next will live in office lore forever. The guy stood up, calmly walked to the front of the room and said, "Actually, I do have something. Your quarterly team report. I signed off on it yesterday. I'm Mark, the CEO." The silence was instant. You could hear someone gasp. Brian stammered something like, "I was just messing around, you know how it is." But Mark didn't laugh. He looked straight at the department head and said, "Let's have a real conversation about team culture, and let's start with him." By Monday, Brian had been reassigned to a non-leadership role in another division. Mark flew back to HQ, but his story stayed. And to this day, every time someone asks an intern to grab coffee, we just smile and say, "You sure you want to ask that of us?"